The SABC has rejected accusations that it's refusing to air the DA's election adverts. The party says it's been told there are no slots available for its ads right now. The SABC says there are delays in scheduling ads, but the DA insists all parties have the right to have their political advertisements broadcast, especially since the proclamation of the election date. This is not the first time the public broadcaster has been accused of refusing to air DA adverts. 2 years ago, it banned the party's Isefani election campaign adverts. In that case, the Independent Communications Authority upheld the SABC's decision. The DA will now be submitting a formal complaint to ICASA. The SABC spokesperson, Kaizer Kganyago, joins us now live on the line. Kaizer, thank you so much for your time. You've rejected this claim. Tell us the story then.
No, we have clearly rejected this story because we believe that it is the DA's way of trying to get publicity. We have given them a clear indication from our side that as the SABC, as part of the process that we always do, we wait for the final list to be given to us of all the parties that have registered for an election, so we could accept any advertising. People must also remember that the way they are projecting it gives an impression like we are giving adverts to other people and not to them. And from where we're sitting, we have not done any adverts for any political party at this present moment until we get that list. And from where we are sitting, how would we not want to do the advert because they are paying for the advert and we need the revenue. Therefore, from our side, we want the money, but we need to follow the process that we've always followed in all the other elections that we've done.
So tell us about the process when it comes to actually deciding who gets the airtime and not.
In this particular instance, it is not about deciding who gets the airtime or not. It is paid for advertising. They come and buy advertising space during an election period. Once an election is promulgated, what then happens is we then get a list of all the parties that are registered for that specific election, and therefore those parties, if they have the money, the means, they will then come to the SABC and book and buy the advertising space. This is not the PEPs because there is a difference. This is an election advertisement of political parties for the election, but we have got PEPs, which happen. ICASA then comes to us later on and say you have got to allocate a certain number for specific political parties, and those ones, they don't pay for it. We do them because they are public election broadcasts.
Well, Kaizer, let's move on to a story that made major news last week, the SABC's decision not to show destruction of property during protests. As you know, SANEF and many other political parties criticizing the SABC for this. You know, what's your reaction to all of the criticism?
I tend to realize that when I was doing a lot of interviews, a lot of people are speaking about this having not read our statement, because an impression is given that we are saying that we are not going to broadcast or cover people who are having riots, whatever, basically saying we are not going to cover all the things that they do when people are protesting. And that's not what we are saying. We are saying we will continue to cover that. We have written that in our statement. We have even written the fact that people have got the right to protest if they want to. But we are saying if they then, in the process of doing that, destroy property, public property, or public buildings and so on, therefore, that footage that deals with that is the one that we are not going to put. And we are doing this in advance so that people must know that we have taken a stand that says we are not going to be seen to be like supporting the kind of vandalism that is happening when people destroy their own properties.
But don't South Africans have a right to know when public property is being destroyed?
They have the right to know, and we'll tell them. The fact of the matter, the only thing that we're not going to do is the footage. We will tell them that these people have banned buildings and whatever. We'll tell them because people have the right to know, and that will still continue.
How was this decision made? It says that the SABC's CEO, Claudie Motsoneng, made the statement. Did he consult with the editorial team before?
All I'm saying to you is this is management decision, and when management makes that decision, therefore, all the other people have to take that. It is not about an individual. It is a management decision based on the fact that we've been seeing this trend that we're continuing, and we had to take a stand as a SABC.
What about people on social media, some SABC viewers saying that you're insulting their intelligence by not showing them everything that you record?
The same way there are those that are saying that it is a good idea. At the end of the day, people will always have their own views.
Is this something you're going to be speaking to SANEF about, since they showed their unhappiness regarding this decision?
If they request a meeting to talk to us, we will do so.
All right, thank you very much. SABC spokesperson Kaizer Kganyago.